works too. Oh, I made this.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
That's right.
Yeah.
I also have it set up so that it automatically tweets.
Sweet.
Yeah. No Facebook, though. What is this? Oh, it's just another Twitch person. Okay.
There
Sure.
we go. Now there's a picture.
There we go. So apparently it just keeps your avatar at the same size. It doesn't blow it up at all. So it's a very tiny avatar of dice, but
it
works.
is dice, and it is what anybody would expect from me.
Yes. All right, so let's share this out on Facebook.
Yeah.
So share. We are live. Come watch on twitch.tv. Then it's time to comment.
Oh my god, Facebook, stop trying to get me onto dating. It's not gonna happen. Stop trying to make dating happen. It's not going to happen.
I'm like, I don't know. That was like, it was kind of a thing like when it first started. Right? It was like you use it to like look up people's profiles and stuff. Because like there were actual profiles on Facebook.
Yeah.
Right. Yes, kiddies. A long time ago, in 2004, Facebook was actually about user profiles.
I mean, I will say there was no great, debate over who's in your top 8, but
and Mr. York in the chat, MySpace better than Facebook.
See, top 8,
MySpace did have the you could customize your profile page if you knew HTML and CSS.
Yeah, you could also add in. I remember going through all the sticker pages and adding all like the glitter sticker and like all this other everything. And you could have music go on your page as soon as you started playing. Like as soon as somebody got to your profile, it could start playing like your favorite song. And this was way
horrendous.
And this was way before that whole like, oh my god, just show me which tab is making noise so I can turn it off.
Yep.
Because that was way too advanced.
Let's see.
Yes, those days of MySpace and Facebook starting, and yeah, all those days in study hall. Thank you, phone. Thank you, computer, for telling me all of these email notifications that I've just got that I've been getting to my phone all day.
Boom. There we go. All right. Oh, nice. Josh says, my old band's MySpace still exists, but the music won't play.
Oh, that's kind of sad. Like, just a little bit.
All right. Why don't we get started?
Yeah.
Let's actually get started on time for once. right?
Oh my gosh!
Oh my
yes.
goodness! All right, so I'm gonna start the show in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Coming up on episode 166, Psionics for your D&D, Game Awards nominees, Star Wars game show, and much, much more on the 8-Bit Adventures podcast. Hello, everyone, and welcome back to another episode of the 8-Bit Adventures podcast, bringing you the latest and greatest geeky news of the week. I am your host, Sean Hayes, and with me is my wonderful co-host, as always, Courtney Bolin.
Hey, everybody.
So Josh is still on hiatus due to crazy work schedule, though he is with us in spirit and in the chat.
Yes.
So be nice. He has mod privileges. So yeah, we are back after Thanksgiving, the day of feasting.
Yes.
And yeah, also Black Friday.
Yeah.
And
yeah,
Cyber Monday. And Giving Tuesday and Small Business Saturday. And there's too many days.
Sunday is the only day that there isn't anything, actually.
They haven't done anything yet.
Yet.
I have a feeling
sure
that I feel like it wouldn't necessarily catch on in the South, which is why they haven't done it.
Yeah.
Not that means anything
maybe.
to Florida, but, you know. Because
Maybe.
Weekends and holidays don't exist in Central Florida. It's true. But, so, I guess to kick things off with the news is, so we're still on the tail end of Steam's doing a fall sale now. You know, the Steam summer sale, the Steam winter sale. Now there's a Steam fall sale, or the autumn sale. So you can get a whole bunch of great deals on games. I know I've had Witcher 3 on my Switch wish list for a while.
Yeah.
But it was on sale. The Game of the Year edition, which is the one that's available for Switch, was on sale for $11.
Oh, wow.
I mean, at that price, I really can't justify picking it up on Switch for, like $50, as opposed to getting it on Steam for $11.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah, absolutely.
And I could still play it with the Switch Pro controller, so I could make it feel like
yes, you can.
I have that experience. I just can't take it with me. But
yeah.
I think some other sales I saw, I had a whole bunch of stuff on my wish list. I think Wargroove was on sale. Actually, you know what? Let's I can't open it from there.
I don't know. See, while you were doing stuff like that, I was I was on Kraken Dice for their Black Friday sale. Oh yes, I was. Yeah. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5.
Ooh, what's this one? 70% off. Come on, load Steam. Oh, Dirt Rally 2.0. Oh, that's why it's 70% off. But yeah, Wargroove was on sale. I don't know if it still is.
I got about 19 sets of dice. I mean, I will say, like, one of them is actually as a promotional Mystery Goliath die, so a singular one. Because it was part of the Black Friday stuff.
Yeah.
Deals.
Sadly, it does look like. So I don't know if the sale's still going on. At least most of the stuff on my wish list is now no longer on sale. But that's okay. Most of the stuff is like in the $15 to $20 range anyway.
Okay.
I know for Shovel Knight fans, Just Shapes and Beats is on sale with some kind of like special Shovel Knight promotion.
Mm-hmm.
So
I don't know. I'm kind of excited about a couple sets of dice that I got. One of them is jumbo candy-filled dice. Like,
what?
Yeah, yeah, you heard me right.
What?
Candy-filled jumbo 7-piece dice set.
So, are they hollow dice that you put candy inside?
No, they are like they're resin dice that have candy pieces or what looks like candy inside.
I don't.
Because you can.
Uh,
There's also ones with pink flowers and glitter and silver ink.
I was thinking of you. I saw ones where they were like orange. It was like an orange resin, and they had little maple leaves inside, like little fall maple leaves.
Oh, cute!
Yeah, I saw that somewhere on Twitter today.
Yeah, those sound really cute.
Yeah.
Yeah. No.
Yeah, they looked really nice.
Yeah, those ones, and I got some ones that are clear with purple flowers and purple inking.
Yeah.
So there's I got quite a few that are like I've been really liking the clear with stuff in them. I've been kind of leaning towards that. So
yeah,
I just there's so much dice. There's so many dice. All of the dice. I love Kraken dice too. Like, can we get a sponsorship from them and I just get free dice every month?
I don't know about that.
I mean, I think that would just
folks at Kraken. If you're listening,
I'm toads down for that.
Don't feed Courtney's habit.
No, you want to feed it. Okay, this is how much I love dice. I am willing to put a Kraken logo sticker on my car.
I mean, that's not that big of a deal.
No, never have I ever had a bumper sticker on my car. And I
mean, what is relevant is I finally added some bumper stickers to my car over the weekend as well.
Yeah, no, never have I ever put bumper stickers on any of my cars that I have ever had. So.
It's mostly I have all these stickers lying around, and I'm like, you know what? I should use these for something. I'll just put them on my car. Norse Foundry, I have a sticker from them.
Well, I got some that I put on my new cane that I bought this weekend.
Oh, nice.
Which has been extremely helpful.
Yeah.
But yes, no, all of the no, give me dice, please. Dice, please.
Yeah.
No.
So.
That was kind of actually one of the only sales that I actually took advantage of this past. I think I ordered them Sunday night. I ordered them Sunday night when I came home in the snow.
Ooh.
Oh yeah, it was fun. I left Maine at 2:30, and I didn't get home until like 8. That's supposed to only be a 3.5-hour drive.
Yeah.
That was it hurt. I hurt.
Yeah.
I'm glad that I had Monday to recover. And my Whitestone dice came in, and I was so excited.
Yep.
Because they're so pretty.
just to move along before Courtney becomes catatonic with dice lethargy. So Game Awards are also coming.
Yeah.
Nominees are currently up. So there is like a voting element, so the public does have some element of a say to them. So some notable ones for Game of the Year, I'll list these off, and then I'll just give some interesting ones from other categories. But Game of the Year, Control, Death Stranding, Resident Evil 2, Sekiro Shadows Die Twice, Smash Ultimate, and The Outer Worlds.
Oh. Okay.
So action game, we have Astral Chain nominated for action game, Apex Legends, Gears 5, action adventure, Link's Awakening, Resident Evil 2, Death Stranding, Borderlands 3. A lot of those are also contenders for Game of the Year. Art direction, Again, got a lot of the same stuff in here.
Yeah.
Death Stranding, Sekiro Shadows Die Twice, Link's Awakening, Control, Grease, which I thought was a nice inclusion in there.
Which one was that? Sorry, I missed it.
Grease.
Oh, okay.
It's an indie game.
Nice.
By Nomada Studio. I believe they're a Spanish developer. Audio design, it's a lot of the same stuff. Yeah. All Game of the Year contenders, except for Call of Duty Modern Warfare. Community support. Of note, Final Fantasy XIV is in there, as well as Fortnite. Blizzard is not.
Wow.
Content Creator of the Year, Esports Coach, Esports Event, Esports Game of the Year. So that one has Fortnite, League, Overwatch, Dota, Counter-Strike. Esports Host, Esports Player, Esports Team.
This is interesting too, because Green Day and Churches are going to be playing at the Game Awards. I'm on their actual website right now.
Yeah.
For some reason, it won't let me see who the nominees are. Like, I go and I try to get to the nominees.
So Josh is saying, oh, the Kojima Awards. And it's, yeah, so Death Stranding is like nominated for almost every category. I don't know, like what I hear about that game is like it's very like love it or hate it kind of a thing. Josh is saying, Churches had a song in Death Stranding called Death Stranding. Family Game. Family Game is like, so Family Game is basically which Nintendo game is like, what's the Nintendo game of the year?
Yep.
Luigi's Mansion 3, Ring Fit Adventure, which is an odd choice.
Very
since it's not a multiplayer game.
It's not.
Super Mario Maker 2, Smash Ultimate, Yoshi's Crafted World. Fighting game. No Street Fighter for Josh. So we got Smash, Samurai Showdown, Mortal Kombat 11, Jump Force, and Dead or Alive 6.
Yep.
Fresh indie game. I think far and away the contender for this is Untitled Goose Game.
House for Untitled Goose Game.
Absolutely. House for Untitled Goose Game. That's just such a weird sentence to say.
House for Untitled Goose Game. Yes.
House for Untitled Goose Game. Yeah.
Yes.
Also, just I love indie studio names. We've got Za/Um, Nomada Studio, Dead Toast Entertainment, Mega Crit, and House. And Mobius Digital, which is like the most.
I was gonna say Mobius Digital, like it sounds normal.
Yeah, that sounds normal, but like House.
House.
Game direction, Outer Wilds, not Outer Worlds, Outer Wilds. Shadows Die Twice, Resident Evil 2, Control, Death Stranding, which again just feels, I don't know. I think that's one where I actually voted for Death Stranding, even though I haven't played it, but just I know the amount of sort of direction and creative vision that Kojima's had, and how long it's taken to realize this game.
Yeah.
I feel like
I don't know.
It's probably like whether or not it's Game of the Year, I don't know, but I think it should win game direction.
Yeah.
Games for Impact, which is these are thought-provoking games with a pro-social meaning or message. So this is stuff. It's games that like
That's Why Life is Strange 2 is on there.
Or like Celeste would be on there.
Oh, okay.
It was one about the it was like a dragon named Cancer or something. That came out a couple years ago. Like that was in Games for Impact, and I think that won actually.
Okay.
So it's games that that make you think about something in a social context, sort of a thing.
Okay.
So that's why Concrete Genie, Grease, Kind Words, Life is Strange 2, Sea of Solitude. Just straight up indie game. Again, I
Mm-hmm.
think Untitled Goose Games got this. Although I also hear pretty
Yeah.
good things about Outer Wilds.
Yeah.
Mobile
I don't know.
game,
Mm-hmm.
multiplayer game. Of note, Tetris 99 is nominated for that one.
Yeah, I saw that. Yep.
And the other one, Apex, Borderlands, Call of Duty, Tom Clancy's The Division, and then Tetris. It's like, what?
Yeah, but it's one of
got,
those things that everybody can,
yeah.
Yeah.
We got narrative. Again, I think Death Stranding in there. Although
Mm-hmm.
Outer Worlds, I hear is pretty good as well.
Mm-hmm.
Ongoing game is up next. So, yeah, I think these are basically the same as the community support. Apex Legends, Destiny
2, Final
Fortnite,
Fantasy, and Rainbow Six Siege. Yeah.
Yep.
I don't know. Can we talk about the best performance ones?
Yes. So, best performance, we got a couple spicy nominations in here. So we have Ashley Birch is nominated for Outer Worlds.
Yep.
Courtney Hope for her performance in Control.
Yep.
Matthew Peretta for Control.
Mm-hmm.
Mads Mikkelsen for Death Stranding.
Yep.
Norman Reedus for Death Stranding. And Harp Sounds, Laura Bailey for Gears 5.
Because we need to get a button that does harp sounds when
I'll work.
Bailey.
I'll work on adding that to the soundboard in case we ever mention Harp Sounds, Laura Bailey.
Yes. No, it should just be the Laura Bailey button, and just it just is harp sounds.
Yeah. I'll have to find that sound effect or whatever. But yes, so her performance in Gears 5.
Yes.
And actually, I think it was they were talking about this on Critical Role. That's how I found out about the Game Awards voting. Is they were like, go vote for Laura.
Yep.
So.
Yep, totally same. Not even gonna lie.
Next up, best RPG. So again, Kingdom Hearts 3, Final Fantasy 14, Outer Worlds. They have Monster Hunter World Iceborne in there, which is not a standalone game. It's an expansion.
Yeah.
So,
but I guess
it's got enough to warrant it. I guess.
No.
Score and music. Cadence of Hyrule, which I am pleasantly surprised by because that has a rocking soundtrack. So that one gets my vote.
Great. Yeah.
But we also have Death Stranding, Kingdom Hearts, Sayonara Wild Hearts.
Mm-hmm. And Devil May Cry 5.
We've got sports racing games, which is basically like 3 FIFA games. No, sorry. So it's 2 soccer games, 2 racing games, and then Crash Team Racing.
I was gonna say, and then Dirt Rally 2.0, eFootball, Pro Evolution Soccer 2020, FIFA 20, F1 2019.
Yeah.
And Crash Team Racing Nitro Fueled.
Yeah. It's like, one of these doesn't seem to fit.
One of these things is not like the other.
Strategy game. We have Wargroove, which that's a nice addition in there. By Chucklefish. Tropico 6, Total War 3 Kingdoms. But the big one, Fire Emblem 3 Houses, which I'm kind of surprised. Like, I don't know if it's just if it didn't have enough of an audience to warrant being like nominated for Game of the Year. Like, I don't know if it would win Game of the Year over some of the other ones, but like I feel like it was worth a nomination.
Yeah, to get a nomination is,
like, this might be blasphemous for me to say, but I almost feel like that should have gotten a nomination over Smash, maybe. I don't know. I really liked Fire Emblem. I really liked Fire Emblem. Also, I think it was.
That you did.
I think it was. Smash is included in here because it came out so late last year that they failed to include it in last year's nominations.
Yeah, that's kind of what I'm feeling. So I was like, wait a minute. Isn't Smash... Yeah, and it is... Yeah. Because let's put it this way. If something came out when I was working at GameStop, it's been out for too long.
Yeah.
Because I quit GameStop at the end of March.
Yes.
So, yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
Don't know. Yeah.
But then next up, VR AR game. Asgard's Wrath, Blood and Truth, No Man's Sky, and Beat Saber, which I think is the prime contender in that category.
Oh gosh, yes.
I mean, Beat Saber's great.
People were
it's great to
buying
watch.
$300 VR systems just to play Beat Saber.
Yes.
Like that is the reason they were getting it, not for any other awesome VR game, but to play Beat Saber.
Yeah.
So yes. Yeah.
And I wonder, like, it seems like there's some kind of like custom song element where people can upload their own music for other folks to like download and play, because there's a lot of stuff that's like really unusual that gets uploaded in there.
I haven't seen it, but then again, I'm not a PlayStation person, so
I just mean, yeah. I'm just watching videos of people playing Beat Saber.
Oh yeah, and they have some weird songs.
I mean, like, because like I can't imagine that they're all licensed, so I just wonder if there's like a you know, like upload your own music and other people can do a thing. I don't know, unless it's modded or something. I don't know, but I like it.
Well, it is a mod. That's
it is
what
a mod?
it is.
Okay.
Yes, there is a Beat Saber custom. Yeah, it's a mod.
Okay, so maybe you can you can upload your own music into your own game.
Yeah.
Okay.
Mhm.
Okay. Because yeah, I mean, I've seen stuff like Pentatonix's Daft Punk mix.
Oh wow, yeah.
Spooky Scary Skeletons. Also, that you can mod in like custom backgrounds and stuff. So like in the aforementioned example of Spooky Scary Skeletons, it's like all pumpkins and stuff. It's so good.
Yeah.
So
yeah,
I love it. It's great. I hope it wins.
And now apparently it does natively support custom songs, so you
cool.
don't require more mods.
Yeah.
As of, I don't even know when this page was done.
That's fine.
Yeah.
Cool.
But so you might need a mod, you might not, but it's definitely something that is available to be.
Okay.
Yeah.
So it sounded like you cut out for a second there, but.
Oh no, sorry. But no, it's definitely something that can be done, but I can't. The internet can't tell me for sure if you need a mod. Don't right now. Without having the game, I'm not sure.
Yeah.
But.
So.
But no, I think this is an interesting collection, let's say.
Yeah, I think overall,
Mm-hmm.
I think Death Stranding will be an interesting one to watch.
Yep.
Like I could see it like winning a whole bunch of awards, or depending on how things swing, like, you know, like maybe coming in second place for a lot of the stuff. I don't know. It's just because of that, like, people are either like, this is the most amazing thing ever, or people are like, oh yay, Walking Simulator 2020 or 2019, I guess it did come out this year. So but yeah, so, and also nice that, you know, there's a couple of weird,
it has 8 or 9 different nominations.
Yeah,
has 9
but we got a whole bunch of interesting Nintendo games thrown in there, which
oh yeah,
I don't really expect all that often for the Game Awards, so that was nice to see. Especially Cadence of Hyrule, like that.
Yeah, that's one of that's an interesting one that they put in it. I'm actually really excited about that one.
Yeah, I was kind of surprised, but yeah, because that soundtrack is so good.
But I will say this too, like over the last couple of weeks, it's been funny because I've been watching some stuff on YouTube and a couple other like on Hulu, and I've been seeing like some ads for Cadence of Hyrule.
Oh, nice.
So I don't know if it's like because the like I don't know if it's because the nominations went out and now they're trying to
I mean,
get
maybe.
everything up. But yeah, no, I'm like super excited to see like these different ads out now, basically.
Yeah.
Because I've never searched Cadence of Hyrule for it to come up on my like ads for this is what you're seeing.
Yeah.
So, but yeah, seems this is going to be interesting to see what happens.
Yeah. We also we got 2 movie trailers this week that are kind of big ones. So we got Black Widow. So I was like, Scarlett Johansson.
Okay.
Wait, no, that's the actress's name, Black Widow.
I'm like, I knew we were getting one. I hadn't seen that. I have not had time to be on the internet yet today.
Yeah, I think it dropped today, I think. Or yesterday,
I believe
maybe.
It did because I probably would have seen it last night when I was at work.
Yep.
If it had.
Yeah. I hear good things about it. So, folks seemed pretty interested in it. I haven't seen it yet.
Oh, it dropped on YouTube 2 days ago.
2 days ago. Okay.
Yep.
Oh, so it dropped during that snowstorm that we had.
Yeah, that explains a lot.
That's why I didn't see it.
That explains a lot.
I would like to apologize for not seeing it for viewers and listeners. I was busy shoveling and plowing 2 feet of snow.
Yeah, I was in pain. I was in just lots of pain.
Yeah.
Driving home in a snowstorm when you have a leg and back that is already flared up,
yeah,
is not a good idea. For anybody listening, don't try that at home.
Yeah. On the other hand, we also got No Time to Die.
Yes, I did actually get to see this one this morning at work.
Hashtag Bond25. So this is the latest Bond film, starring Daniel Craig.
Yes.
And looks
I'd
like
love it to be Idris Elba, but I mean,
Bond has
we have more movies.
Like gone missing or something or whatever, and then just like shows back up. And it looks like there is another agent that has, I don't know, taken over his cases or something. But she seems pretty interesting. So yeah. Looks like it has something to do with like the like basically every terrorist organization in the world is becoming more heavily armed.
Well, yeah, I mean,
but not like as a general process. Like all of a sudden, like there's just, I don't know, like large scale armaments like flowing out everywhere. So who knows? But yeah. So when I saw new Bond film, I was like, oh, is it Idris Elba? And then I saw Daniel Craig, and I was like,
I got really excited when they started talking about it this morning at first, and I was like, ooh, Idris? No. I mean, Daniel Craig's, okay, all right.
It's okay. I mean,
yeah.
Technically, he's still the current Bond, so I mean, that's fine.
Yeah.
It's just when stuff like that gets teased for so long, it's like finally, ooh, like
I want it so bad. I still want it so bad.
Yeah.
So, I don't know. But hey, you know what? That launches April 10th, 2020.
Okay. So sooner than I thought.
Yeah.
So.
But and this will be Daniel Craig's last Bond film.
Okay.
Yep. So after this one, maybe we'll get Idris.
Maybe. Fingers crossed.
I mean, is that too much to ask for?
No, it is not.
Okay. Cool. Awesome.
So.
Awesome.
So happy news, sad news. Sad news, Dice Camera Action officially now canceled by Wizards of the Coast. We all kind of knew, but well, Wizards being Wizards, they're really not doing great on the PR front lately. Kind of mentioned the cancellation like as a follow-up comment to the announcement of another show, which probably wasn't the right way to do it. Has a lot of people upset, but so yeah, sadly, as far as an official Wizards of the Coast show, that is kind of the end of that format. There may be unofficial stuff happening. Who knows? So
again, as you said, it's we saw it coming. It just hurts. It hurts to hear it, because that makes it real. Let's put it that way.
Yeah.
It would be like, well, for me, if you told me I could never buy dice again, it would hurt to hear it. But then when my card got declined because I couldn't actually buy dice anymore, it would become real, and I would cry. I would severely cry.
Yeah. However, in early 2020, we will be getting a new show called D&D Presents.
Yes.
Not D&D Presents.
Oh.
Which is dice for Courtney.
Yes, it is.
But
it's
so
always
this,
what I want.
Yeah. This is going to be a new show with Chris Perkins DMing it, with Nathan Sharp, Anna Prosser, Mika Burton, and Shady Penguin. So kind of do it, it'll be on Tuesdays from what I understand, kind of in the same 2-hour time slot. And as a way to run adventures that kind of showcase the latest products, a la Acquisitions Incorporated and Dice Camera Action.
I was going to say, a la Ac Inc.
Yeah. I mean, that's literally, it went Ac Inc., Dice Camera Action, and now D&D Presents. Like, that is the entire sort of purpose for this show, is to sort of weave a narrative that, like, I mean, it might not be as blatantly promotional as Ac Inc. was, where, like, the whole point was to showcase new products and like, as a marketing thing. But, it'll be, another live play game. But it'll be one run by Chris. So, yeah.
That'll be fun.
Yeah.
Like, I'm excited.
Yeah, I'm not too familiar with Shady Penguin.
No idea. I'm excited for Mika.
Yeah. You know who else is excited for Mika? Mika. Mika's excited for Mika. Yeah.
Yeah.
And I think they're gonna do a panel.
Chris Perkins is great. Nathan Sharp is great. Anna is great. But Mika. But I need more Mika.
Mm-hmm. So this is gonna be all new characters. So no pre-existing characters from any other things. And I think they're doing a panel this weekend about it at PAX Unplugged.
Oh, that's right. I keep seeing.
Also, there's been a news. PAX Unplugged is this weekend down in Philadelphia.
Oh my gosh, I keep seeing cosplays for critters going to PAX, and I'm just like, I wish I could, but school and money. PAX. How I want to go.
Okay.
But yes.
So Driz was saying he's a YouTuber, started off mainly doing Pokemon games. Shady Penguin.
Oh, okay. Well, I look forward to this. Is actually pretty exciting. Because I will probably be able to actually like watch from the beginning, which will be nice, and not have like hundreds of episodes to catch up on.
Yeah.
Yep. Yeah. I do kind of want to do every a time other run.
Show.
Yeah. I do kind of want to do a time run and see exactly how long it would take me, timed, to watch in like real world life all of Critical Role season 1 or campaign 1. 115 episodes. I think I could do it in under 3 months.
So 115 episodes, let's say an average of 4 hours an episode, because some will be 3, some will be 5. So you're looking at 345. No, sorry. No, that's times 4. So you're looking at 460 hours Which let's run the math. Let's do the math.
Divided by, I say 12 episodes, 12 hours a day, 48 days. It would only take 48 days if I did it. If I did it in
That's if you watched it just straight through 12 hours a day and did not consume any other media, basically.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yep.
But would you want to do that?
You can't see my face right now. The answer is duh.
You're right. All I can see is I can't tell what that number is.
It's
on the Whitestone die.
It's a 20 because that's what the CR logo is on
so it's a CR logo. Okay.
Yes,
I thought it was a number and I couldn't make out what it was.
Nope, it's the CR logo because the CR logo on the Whitestone dice is the 20.
Okay.
Yes. Sorry. Pretty shiny. Yes.
Yeah. All right. So PAX Unplugged this weekend. Go check it out. Ac Inc. is going to do another game. They're going to have Anna Prosser there. Patrick Rothfuss. Xavier Woods, I think is his name. He's been playing in the past couple of episodes. He's a wrestler. And he's playing a really fantastic Goliath character. Who's just like super into cheese. So, and that game will be run by Jeremy Crawford, who's been doing a fantastic job.
Nice.
Yeah. So, also, want to give a shout out. If you're going to PAX Unplugged, be sure to check out one of the 2 panels in which my friend Jonea Kemper is on. Talking about horror in games.
Also, if you're going to PAX Unplugged and you really, really love me, I mean, get me an exclusive die.
Like, don't get her any dice, folks. Don't.
I know that those exist. I swear I will even pay you back for them. Yeah. I'm not even kidding.
Oh, she'll actually pay for the merchandise that she's requesting you to buy.
Yeah. No, I'm not asking for a gift, people. I'm asking for you just to pick it up.
Don't do that, folks.
Please do that. Please.
But no. So just to give a shout out. So because Janae is actually doing
yes, though definitely
panels there.
Go see Janae's panels. Yes.
She knows her stuff. So and they're panels that I really could have used, like for our last arc in Jamora. So yeah.
Yeah, Janae is just also awesome. So yeah.
Yes. Next up, Unearthed Arcana, psionics.
Yeah.
We got some psionics stuff. So Wizards has been kind of doing the route of releasing like psionic subclasses. This has ruffled some feathers. There's a lot of folks that want like a full-on psion class or the mystic back or whatever. So I have been making my opinions on the matter very public over the past couple of weeks. So basically what we got is we got the Psychic Warrior, the Soul Knife, and then the Psionics Tradition. Psychic Warrior is a fighter subtype, or a fighter subclass rather, where it's basically you get all sorts of unusual battlefield manipulation type abilities, like Psychic Bulwark, adding like force damage to your attacks and cool stuff like that. The Soul Knife, I mean, it works like Soul Knife. You make psychic blades.
Yeah, essentially.
And do stuff like rending minds and stuff, where you might potentially be able to, like, it deals sneak attack like damage, but then you might also be able to add sneak attack damage to it. It's a little unclear on that. But or do things like turn invisible.
I was gonna say, Psychic Veil at 13th level gives you a self-only invisibility, an action to, quote, cast, end quote, no concentration, 10-minute duration, int modifier times per long rest. It's really cool. Yeah. And I think of all of the fun that
my character could do with that, but then I remember that like I love my new subclass.
Yeah. Also, I think introducing psionic type stuff would have to be a sort of a plot thing for Jamora.
Oh yeah. Absolutely.
Because the thing is, psionics is like once you introduce psionics, that really changes kind of the tone of a game.
Yes, I will say
so
that.
Like for some things like some things like Dark Sun and Eberron, like psionics is assumed from the beginning, but it's heavily tied in with one of the continents in Eberron, as well as like a whole bunch of the side plots that go on. In Dark Sun, it's you have psionics because magic is bad. Divine magic doesn't exist, and arcane magic literally sucks the life out of the plants and animals around you. So psionics is meant to be like a weird mutation that pops up. Also, magic is kind of outlawed because it's only available for the sorcerer kings. But anyway, so soul knives, psychic warriors, and then the psionics tradition for the wizard. And I kind of like how wizards did this, where instead of making a full-on scion class, for now, we don't know if they are working on one, and one will come out. Here's a thought, is instead of picking, like a school of magic, you pick psionics, and basically your wizard becomes a psionicist. And it's just, your magic is psionics.
Yeah. Well, I kind of like, so I'm at tribality.com.
Yes.
Just like getting the rundown of it. And I really like how it says it. Like, there is no consensus as to what a psionicist should be, do, or look like. So, like, you can really do so much with it.
Well, no, it's the reason why I say is, so in prior editions, right? So we're going back basically like 3 to 4 editions. Like back to even back to like 1E. Psionics was basically magic with a confusing subsystem attached to it.
Yeah.
And in games, like once somebody introduced psionics, like you then had to create all these different subsystems because the idea was, oh, well, it's different so that you can't just counterspell it or that you can't just use dispel magic on it. So the idea is, like, if you had a psionic character, you now had to include all sorts of other psionic stuff to combat them. Otherwise, they're just gonna like run right over all of your magical.
It's to balance it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But basically in practice, psionics worked like basically the same way as magic does. It's just you might have to roll like an ability check instead of making a spell casting attack roll, or the target making a save throw, or in some cases they might still have to make a save throw, and you just spend power points instead of spell slots. Newsflash, folks: spell point variant is already in the Dungeon Master's Guide. If you want a subsystem for this psionicist, right, do this wizard psionics tradition and use the spell point variant. Boom, there you go.
Okay.
Yeah. I just like looking into the mechanics of stuff. And part of the issue was, it's like there is like a minority of people that are really passionate about psionics and really like their fiddly subsystems.
Yep.
The vast majority of people, seem to not enjoy the fact that like it was this entirely different system that was kind of clunky, a little complicated, and like basically did the same thing as magic.
Yeah.
So I can understand with wanting 5e to be a bit more streamlined.
Oh yeah.
If a perception is that psionics is just weird magic, quote unquote, then just make it magic. Right?
Yeah.
But then apply some specific stuff to it.
Oh, yeah.
And then in that case, why do you need a separate class that's basically psychic wizard, which is really what a psionicist was? It was an int-based caster that essentially got an in-base manifest or whatever, in-base caster.
Yeah.
That basically got the same level of PowerPoint progression that like a full spellcasting progression would get.
Mm-hmm.
And then the kind of abilities that they got to augment their psionics matched like what wizards were getting to augment their spells, or that sorcerers were getting to augment their spells.
Yeah.
I really think. Right, so Driz points out each school in each school of psionics in 3.0 uses a different ability score for casting. That is true. Except
that just sounds even more like, oh my gosh, if I had ever actually gotten into D&D before college, because I started with 3.5, like, and that was a little bit rough for me.
Well, it was
like,
in that edition.
Yeah, like thinking about all of this stuff, and I'm like, I'm so glad that my friends just said, here, do this simple rogue stab and sneak. Because I would have gotten so overwhelmed and would have given up and never would have done all sorts of different things.
Yeah. And I think, so setting 4th edition aside, 4th edition's a bit special.
I don't know what you're talking about.
Where basically like all the power systems. So the power system in that one was
no, it goes 3.5.
Well, no. Psionics were different in that psionic classes did not get encounter powers. You just got power points, and they augmented your at-will abilities. So that like gave them a bit of different mechanical flair. So in 3.5 and 3.0, this was really where psionics was basically like, yeah, it's magic, but you know, you don't have somatic and verbal components, and so also because it's like not really magic, you can't dispel it or counterspell it.
Yeah.
But
see,
they then had their own version of counterspell and dispel.
Yeah. So please correct me if I'm wrong, because when I'm thinking of psionics and like psionics in a game, I basically think that you would have to treat them like mutants and X-Men.
Well, yeah.
Okay. Just making sure I have that right in my brain.
Yeah, psionics is basically supernatural psychic powers.
Yeah.
Right? But, and really, like, it kind of ballooned into, like, oh, there's all these different kinds of psionics or whatever. So, like, you had psychometabolism, which is, like, control over your own body, which you would think, like, oh, okay, so, like, you can, heal your own wounds or whatever. But it also included, like, basically shape-shifting. And it's like, really? Like, I don't know. Like, traditionally, when I think psychic powers is, and this does limit it a little bit, but you think, like, some amount of teleportation.
Oh, yeah.
A la, like, Nightcrawler. You think some amount of telepathy and telepathic abilities. Some amount of telekinesis. Which also includes, like, like flying you around everywhere and moving and levitating and stuff like that.
It can't not include that.
And then some amount of like farsight and precognitive abilities.
Yep.
I like the 5. And like you kind of got that spread, but you also got weird stuff like summoning nightmare beasts or whatever.
What?
Yeah.
Like why?
Because.
Yeah, that's kind of what I was expecting.
So
just
I think
a shoulder shrug because.
I think so. It just points out shaping things out of ectoplasm. So I mean that's what it was. It was basically you were. So if you were an intelligence-based scion in 3rd edition, your focus was basically being a summoner, where you shape the creatures out of ectoplasm.
Oh, interesting.
Yeah. Which, like, to me, still feels magical, as opposed to psychic.
Yeah.
I
think...
usually when you hear about, like, psychic projections or whatever that turn into monsters, it's people that are not doing it consciously.
Yeah.
So like it becomes like a location-based hazard that needs to be dealt with, as opposed to, or even like a villain, you know?
Mm-hmm. You've been watching too much Supernatural again.
Actually, I'm thinking of Sentinels. So.
Okay.
Yeah. So I think Wizards is.
I stand by my previous statement still.
I think Wizards is probably moving in a better direction by kind of focusing different, subclasses and different archetypes of psionics and including them as augmentations to existing classes.
Yeah.
And then what they do is, so to get into the psionic wizard abilities is basically power overwhelming. It's like your main ability. So for those that don't know, this is an ability in StarCraft where Protoss units could do that, where they just like turn into a big like psychic avatar thing and get like all sorts of power points and telepathy and stuff like that. That's pretty much what you do. You become like a thought form, and while you're doing that, you can like freely manifest psychic stuff. So, it also has a list of recommended spells to take to fit like a psionic flavor, which is the other thing. So like D&D has always had like these spells that were basically psychic abilities that like when they did the psionic version, they were just like, oh yeah, this functions the same way as the spell of the same level.
Yeah.
Like telekinesis was a psionic power and a spell. Did the same thing.
Yeah.
Like flight, dimension door, the various charm stuff, dominate.
Yep.
Work the same.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. It's just the components were different. So like they felt like they had to balance stuff in 3rd edition by like, well, we can't just not let psionicists just be able to use magic without a quote unquote component.
Yeah.
Because we have to have some kind of thing to balance it out. So what they did was it's just like sensory components. So like it might be like there's a visual component or an olfactory component or an auditory component kind of a thing. So it's like the auditory component might be like ringing in your ears, or the visual component might be like your eyes glow when you're within this power manifests kind of a thing. But yeah, it's still basically amounted to that psionicists were wizards that got subtle spell for every spell and used power points.
Yeah.
Kind of thing. But yeah, I realize that these are probably hot takes for fans of psionics. But really, I don't know. I'm just... It just makes me wonder, like, is it different enough to warrant a class on its own? And I feel like it's so similar enough to Wizard.
I feel like that what you're doing is...
I don't know if it is different enough.
It's the abilities. It's not like the flavor. It's the abilities themselves. It's the core of it that is so similar that it really just depends on, well, where, I mean, I'm sure in some games you could even say like, oh, well, where did you get your magic from? Well, it's just another form of, it's a different form of magic, quote unquote, but it happens to come from you. And
yeah,
it manifests in a different way.
Well, so let's bring back 4th edition. Here's probably another hot take. Is you could argue psionics is just key, which is what Wizards basically said. Yeah, this is how we're doing it, and why monks in 4th edition are a psionic class, because they looked at like various psychic classes and they looked at the monk and they were like, well, they kind of do the same thing. Is that key is kind of
broken still?
No, and they're not broken. They're not.
No, but they're just wonderful and like
OP and just
but they're not.
Attacks for days. I know they don't. I know they're not actually, but
It's the reason this gets brought up every time when it's a monk fighting something one-on-one, which is where monk is strong at.
Oh yeah.
So yeah. I mean, here's the other consideration: is monks often, unless they're going to use a weapon, don't get any cool magic weapon type stuff.
Yeah.
You know, they don't get enhancement bonuses to their unarmed strikes. You need a specific item in order to do that.
Mm-hmm.
So, but anyway, but yeah. So in 4th edition, monks were considered a psionic class because it was the idea of manifesting supernatural abilities from a power that exists within yourself.
Yeah.
That is unlocked through basically intense mental focus and training. Now, whether that training results in discipline or just wild surges of emotion, because that was another thing that they used. But basically, it was power that existed inside of you that then manifested outward in supernatural forms.
Yeah.
And with the monk, it was just supernatural fighting prowess. So yeah. But yeah, I don't know. And plus, I think we already have a bunch of really good psionic templates already. Like, I think great old one-packed warlocks are probably one of the better psychic options for characters in the game.
I'm gonna trust you on that one.
So they get telepathy. They get the ability to like dominate people. Warlock invocations have a whole bunch of like unusual kind of weird psychic stuff. It fits the theme of like dealing with cosmic like horror type elements, which often goes hand in hand like with more of a sci-fi bent. So yeah. It was mostly I was also looking at Star Wars Saga Edition, which, you know, the Force is often looked at as like, oh, this is how you would do psionics in D&D.
Yeah, that's something else that I think of when I
come to find out, all those force powers in that edition could easily be replicated with spells.
Yeah.
And once again, it was just you're either making an ability check for something that you can do at will, like a cantrip, or you're spending a point and then making an ability check, which in 5th edition terms is just an ability check, and then you just add your proficiency bonus if you're trained. So yeah. I think a lot of folks get hung up on needing a different subsystem to match the flavor, as opposed to being able to just, you know, look at something and then, you know, saying, well, I can adapt this to it.
Improvise, adapt, overcome.
I mean, I fully realize this is probably the same argument that could be used for why Rangers shouldn't necessarily be a full-fledged class. It also could be why Paladins don't necessarily need to be a full-fledged class, because they're hybrid classes kind of a thing. But I don't know. So, I mean, I'm willing to entertain those arguments, you know? I mean, Paladin is basically fighter cleric. Ranger is basically rogue with the Outlander background. Or maybe rogue druid with the Outlander background, kind of a thing. But anyway. So, yeah. We also got some new feats. These feats are designed, 2 new feats, where one is telepathic, the other is telekinetic. They basically give you cool psionic versions of, so telekinetic gives you a cool psychic version of Mage Hand that you can use to push people.
Okay.
Yeah.
And you can use to what people?
Push people.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
I heard. Never mind.
Bush people.
I didn't hear push.
Yeah. That you can use it to push them around. And telepathic is you're telepathic.
Okay.
So, yeah. Also a bunch of new spells. So, reintroducing all of the psionic attack and defense modes. So your Intellect Fortress, Mind Crush.
Mm-hmm.
Of particular note, Insinuation seems to be stupidly broken for a first level spell. Because it incapacitates the target. And then at the end of each of the target's turns, they take 1d12 psychic damage. Maybe it's 1d10.
Oh, wow.
And they make a save at the end of each turn, but if they fail to save, they take the damage. And they're still incapacitated.
Oh, man. Wait. So even if they make the save, they're still incapacitated?
No.
And they
no,
just
if they fail the save.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
I wanted to make sure I heard that right. I'm like, wait. Are you saying that if they fail the save, they take the damage and are still incapacitated, or if they make it, then they just continue to be incapacitated and don't take damage? Or
if the target fails their saving throw, they're incapacitated. At the end of each of its turns, it takes 1d12 psychic damage. And it can then make another wisdom saving throw. On a success, the spell ends on the target.
Okay.
So, it's a first level spell.
That's a lot of damage for a first level spell.
It's, well, I mean, 1d12 damage per round, that's fine. It's also concentration. So, like, that's Witch Bolt.
Okay.
The issue is the incapacitated part.
Yeah.
Which is basically a second level spell on its own without the damage component.
Yeah.
So, yeah. But Mental Barrier, Intellect Fortress, Mind Sliver, Mind Thrust, Ego Whip. Psychic Blast, Thought Shield, Psychic Crush. So, yeah. Yeah. So basically, they also define, like, kind of what psionic spells are, quote unquote. So things like contact or manipulate minds, allow the caster to perceive distant locations or planes, alter perception, move objects and creatures, teleport, deal psychic or force damage. So that's kind of how they define psionics.
Okay.
I know it was way back when Mike Merles was still doing a stream. They were still working on the Mystic, which was the psionic class that they were working on, and they were trying to convert it into basically having like a sort of an astral construct from level 1 that was a summon that you could do, like at will kind of a thing. And they just couldn't get it to work.
Yeah.
So yeah. So I would say if you're interested in psionics and D&D, take a look at your options. Work with your DM.
Yes, that was going to be my suggestion, is talk with your DM.
You know, say maybe if it's not, so if you're going to not play one of these subclasses, and a spell has like verbal and somatic components, maybe that the somatic component isn't necessarily that you have to like move around maybe, but it's like that you have to, essentially like, or maybe it's like you have to hold your hand out at something, sort of like Vader or Eleven do when using like some sort of telekinetic power or something, or and then instead of a verbal component, it could be, an auditory component, right? That, if it doesn't work, if that auditory component doesn't go off, then the spell doesn't work, kind of a thing.
Yeah.
So yeah, I think that's just my 2 cents. But overall, I like this Unearthed Arcana. So I like the direction that they're taking things. And I also like power overwhelming, so yeah. That pretty much wraps up the general news for this week. So why don't we talk about what's going on with 8-Bit Adventures?
Yeah.
So there was no comic this week as my wife and I were still traveling back from Thanksgiving. I may put up some art this week if I can get around to it. I know I was working on some art on last night's art stream of May.
Yeah.
But I'm not really liking how like the feet are looking, so I may go back and like redo it from the ground up. I don't know. With trying to actually get like some kind of a model to do a pose from, as opposed to just like coming up with a pose in my head. No, Courtney, like building a mini on Hero Forge and then using that as the basis for a pose. So that I can figure out which way the feet should be pointing. I don't need pictures of feet to know how to draw feet. What I need is
in the right poses.
What I need is a figure to see what direction boots should be pointed in.
Okay.
So that's what I need, because I'm not great at doing that in my head.
Miniature. I believe I've actually may have a copy of what I've tried to make on yeah, we'll talk. I think I actually have.
It's also, I'm looking for a specific pose. So it's stuff that I can make, because you can make a model of a mini and just never order it.
Yeah.
So there's that.
That's what I've done.
But yeah, so I may do some art this week. We'll see. I know things are pretty crazy this week with stuff going on.
Storm cleanup.
Storm cleanup's finally done, but that took a couple of days, which led to stuff getting pushed back. And then I have other stuff going on this week, so there will be a Speedy and Monty comic at some point this week. But then Berkshire Bites. I did a special holiday sort of mini episode for Berkshire Bites to get something out. Again, I apologize. We could not figure out a good time to record our episode from when we went to Stockbridge. But that will be the next one up in on the docket.
It's still coming.
It is still coming. Also, we had our 8-Bit Adventures holiday special, How to Save Christmas with 5 Easy Artifacts. So the VOD for that is still up on Twitch. At some point, we'll upload that to YouTube.
Yeah.
And get that up there. So yeah. Thank you for those who tuned in to watch it. And a special thank you to the folks that played in it.
Yeah.
And for Tuck for running it.
Yes.
And then
Absolutely.
I have some new hardware. I got a Stream Deck.
Woo-hoo.
This is, for the viewers at home, an Elgato Stream Deck.
You got the Elgato, nice.
Yeah, this is just a little behind-the-scenes podcasting streaming stuff. But basically, it's a like a macro button type thing. You can program all the buttons to do different stuff. So it's helping me.
Music.
It's helping me organize things. You can do a soundboard with it, so now I don't have to have a separate soundboard program running on my computer right now. So that's really cool. And you can create folders and all that cool stuff. So I know that it's very customizable. So yeah.
Sweet. That's to love the new tech.
Yeah. So yeah. I think that's actually about it. So as far as there are no streams for the rest of the week. The art stream already happened because I have a work Christmas party tomorrow night. But next week, so let's see. So Berkshire Bites will come out. Then 8-Bit Adventures podcast next Wednesday. 8-Bit Adventures game night playing Pokemon Sword next Thursday. Woo. Might have Driz join me for some max raid battles. See if we can catch some Gigantamax Pokemon like Snorlax. Catch those G-Max Snorlaxes with the tree growing out of belly button. And then next Friday will be the sort of session 0 of our miniseries, Dark Matter.
Yes.
Again, run by Matt Tucker. So it's going to be a sci-fi game.
Yep.
Sounds like it's going to be using 5th edition. We still have a couple more votes that we need to get from some of the other players as to what they want to play. But it's looking like it's moving in that direction. So it'll be some sci-fi 5e.
Yes.
So that'll be cool. I'm excited.
I'm so excited for my character. I'm just beyond excited.
This is the game where we threaten to run all joke characters on Tuck.
Oh, no, I'm completely serious about mine.
No, I know, but it's still a kind of a silly concept. This is the one where, when we were talking about it, Josh was going to play like Solid Snake, and I was going to play some of my longtime running characters, and Sean was going to play something weird. But we'll see. So definitely tune in for that one. So that'll be normal time, 7 p.m. next Friday. Oh, also we'll have new microphones that will work, so that we don't have issues of hearing people's shirts ruffling or dice rolling in trays or the microphone pointed in the wrong way. So, yeah.
Yeah.
I splurged.
I am so excited. So excited.
Yeah. So for context, that is going to be a session 0, which for those that don't know, it's basically a planning session. So we're going to be talking about our characters, sort of coming up with the setting, some interesting stuff like backgrounds for everybody. So I don't know how much actual gameplay we'll have. But if you want to hear more of like something from the ground up, and then miniseries will probably be about 6 to 8 episodes, maybe, depending on how long we want our winter break to last.
That's basically what this is our winter break to be something funky.
It might even be like 4 to 6, depending on it, how much we're itching to get back to Jamora. So,
I mean, I'm already itching, but I always.
Yeah. And then when that arc concludes, we'll head right back into to Jamora. So.
Yeah.
That is gonna wrap up what's going on with 8-Bit Adventures. So let's do a really quick quest log.
Yeah.
So Courtney and I have individually been playing Pokemon Sword and Shield.
Yeah. I'm actually excited that I've actually gotten some gameplay in. As much as I'm not gonna lie, folks, you hear me talk about it all the time.
Yep.
I've been in a lot of pain and everything, and I'm really, really happy that I've actually been able to take even just an hour and be able to focus on playing. I really, really, really enjoy it. I just beat the second gym last night.
Okay.
Because I had been
trying.
Nessa. Yes, so I had been trying for the life of me to level up my my party enough so that I could actually defeat her. And this was a secondary party because I don't actually have lots of stuff usually in my party to defeat water types.
Haha.
I usually just go pure force, and couldn't do that. No, I needed to level some actual electric type. So got a party full of electric types and just went for it. But that and I was able to put it in a few hours on Stardew Valley. So
nice.
Yeah.
So I have completed Pokemon Sword.
Of course.
The story. My brother-in-law finished it 2 days after buying the game, and I was just like, "What?"
Of course he did.
Of course he did.
Yeah, I remember you telling me that. I was like,
I was like, we both bought the game on launch day, and he had finished it well before I did. So yeah. But anyway, so basically now that I finished it, I've just been working on my Pokedex, trying to collect Gigantamax Pokemon, doing max raids and stuff. I have caught two Gigantamax Dreadnought.
As I say, I remember when you messaged me when you got your.
Yes. So I got a 4-star one and a 5-star one.
What?
The 5-star one has shell armor, which is not a great ability, which makes me sad. So for Dreadnought, what you want is Swift Swim, which is only available in the Gigantamax form, where Swift Swim doubles speed and rain.
Oh, wow.
Yes. Yeah. So you make that big old gigantic turtle boy super fast. So
super speedy.
Super speedy, in fact.
Super speedy.
So great for rain-based teams, which is what I'm trying to build. So perfect. So I've also caught a couple of Gigantamax Butterfree, a couple of Gigantamax Sandaconda.
You got a Gigantamax Ditto, man.
No. There is no Gigantamax Ditto. That was just a regular Ditto. But we got one. And that was a huge find. So yeah.
You got one.
Yep.
I wasn't able to catch it. I was sad.
Yeah. I'm also working on getting a sort of competitive ready Ferrothorn, which is a grass steel type. It's kind of a staple in competitive. Big, bulky grass type that's used to like basically force people out. So, yeah. So yeah, building a rain team. And if I don't do competitive, at least I can use it in the battle tower. So, because I've been doing that too.
See, that's one thing that I do really like is that there's still plenty to do after you finish the campaign.
Well, I don't know if I'd call it plenty to do. There's still a bunch of stuff to do. Let's put it this way. This is not Gold Silver, where you finish the game, and now you go back to Kanto and do another 8 badges. Yeah, this is, you finish the game. There's a little bit of a post-game story that wraps up pretty quickly. You basically go through the gyms again, doing Dynamax battles. But, yeah, it was pretty quick.
Okay.
So, but then once you complete that, it's basically max raid battles and competitive battling and battle tower.
And working on your Pokedex.
And working on your Pokedex. I mean, that's a given, but yeah.
Well,
or your Curry Dex.
That's not a given for everybody. I actually, no.
Okay,
I've never gone back and tried to finish. Not even gonna lie, I've never fully gotten a full Pokedex. I might try and do that this time.
Okay. I'm just saying, it's kind of like
common...
for Pokemon, it's not really much of a post game type thing because that often involves just more trading than doing stuff. So, but that's it.
Yeah.
I did pick up Slay the Spire, so I may be playing that at some point.
Cool.
Because that looks pretty interesting. So, with that, we are gonna finish up this show. Thank you for joining us, dear listeners, dear viewers, dear audience. If you would like to see more content from 8-Bit Adventures, be sure to check out 8-bitadventures.com. Over there you can find comics, artwork, podcasts, streams, videos, my portfolio, all sorts of awesome stuff. So please, go give that a check. If you'd like to help support that content, and projects like Berkshire Bites, Tales of Jamora, this podcast, please consider becoming a patron at patreon.com/8bitadventures. Big shout out and thank you to all of our current patrons. Thank you for making all this stuff possible. And you can become a patron for as little as a single American dollar a month. And that gets you so many benefits. So,
oh, dude, so many. So many.
Our opening theme is One Up by Professor Shy Guy. You can find his awesome work over at professorshyguy.bandcamp.com. And with that, we are done. Let us away. So, as always, have fun, everyone. Happy gaming. And enjoy your pie cake.
Bye, everybody.